Alright, so I've turned the mini-map off. Now, could you tell me where exactly I am? Just by looking at this place. Let me just go up a story and look at this. Maybe? So, yeah, don't worry about loot, it's solid gold. Now, the thing is, this is Sweaty Sands, but also it's the same building that was in, like, Paradise Palms. Because normally, like this, it'd be cut off here, and then, like, there'd be this chest outside, and all that. But they've changed it up a bit. And this, pretty much the exact same building. You got the chest there, in here there's a bath, and no ammo box there, but there could have been. How about we go up another floor? So, we've got this place, and then we've got a bathroom here. And yeah, just a few more stories. Bedroom here, and all that. And now at the top level, there was a chest hidden behind this wall. At the top of the elevator shaft. And it's still there. And also, like through here, there was some stairs to get up to the roof. So, as you can pretty much see, the exact same building with a few different changes. But yeah. So, Paradise Palms was like a desert place. And pretty much the whole desert area has been combined into Sweaty Sands. Like this place down here. Softy's Ice Cream. That place was in the desert as well. Is it a coincidence that, like, Paradise Palms was like the desert and Sweaty Sands is like, well, it's a beach area, so they're both sand areas? I'm not sure. But with Softies, like in the Chapter 1 island, it was like a one story. And yeah, pretty much this place. Out here there used to be like a truck back here, but yeah, it's a bit different. So this was a video that I was thinking about doing in like Chapter 2 Season 1, but I didn't think there was any use in doing it. But now that people are talking about how the no sweat insurance is in like Lazy Lake and it used to be in Tilted Towers, I decided it's probably about time that I like relook at it. And also a thing, Paradise Palms used to have like apartments to it. This is like an apartments place. And yeah, so sure it's not exactly the same, but there's a few similar things to it. Like the hotel and the ice cream shop, pretty much the exact same. Everything else, like, you could say it, but like, yeah, you'd be stretching it. So this is the no sweat insurance building that's in like Lazy Lake, and people were talking about how Chapter 1 locations have been popping up in the Chapter 2 map, but the thing is, a lot of the stuff from like the Chapter 1 island have been in Chapter 2 more than people have known. Because, like Lazy Lake, pretty much Tilted Towers. You want to know the reason? Well, Tilted Towers was one of two places with like tall buildings. The only other place was Paradise Palms, which Sweaty Sands is currently taking like the place of it. So Lazy Lake would have to be like Tilted Towers. It's got this building, and also it's got like a few others. Really, I kind of think that this, you know, kind of resembles like Neo Tilted because of like, I don't know really, but yeah, not sure. In Tilted Towers there was that building with like one of these pull-up things where you'd go down to an underground area, and it was like apartment places. This thing's like an office thing, but kind of the same concept to it, I guess. The weird thing is, the buildings look like tilted towers, but the houses, they look like the ones from Paradise Palms. That is the interesting thing. Well, Paradise Palms had like two different types of houses. So, yeah. It had like the shop bit and then like the houses. So, that's what I could have been getting confused about before. I don't know. Next place we've got is Mr. Metals. It's got like the coffee shop, the bookstore, a few other places. But the big thing is like the types of buildings here. And in the chapter 1 location, there was only one place which had like these type of buildings, which was Happy Hamlet. It's got like the clock tower as well, little underground or little bit next to it, and also like a couple of the shops as well. I saw like like over here. It's even got like the butcher shop as well. And if you go into the houses, like, you can't really tell the difference, because it's like that similar. It's like got Oink Butchers here. I reckon it's this building. This is the attic that I remember. Like a few places here, a few doors here. Sure, not the exact same, but it's pretty damn similar. The only difference is like the walls and all that. Like different how they were, but still pretty much the same. You could probably drop someone in here, and if they didn't know that this was Misty Meadows, like say it was a guess the location thing. If you got dropped in here, you could probably you'd probably get confused if it was Misty Meadows or Happy Hamlet. I don't know really. Next place I want to talk about is Weeping Woods. This one's a bit confusing because it's kind of like a mix between two things. Like this big tower thing. This is pretty much the Lonely Lodge, like watchtower. The like houses over there, or like the lodges, pretty much the Lonely Lodge, I guess. And yeah, the only thing is, the tree thickness, it's pretty thick. Almost to the standards of like Wailing Woods. And also this like house over here, or cabin. Kind of reminds me of the season 6 cabins in like Wailing Woods. Because yeah. Lonely Lodge never had underground places. It was only in like Weeping Woods. Like this here. It kind of looks like the Lonely Lodge lodge. The only thing is, like you don't have bear statues in here, or anything like that. But one thing you do have is this. You've got signs. So, sure it didn't have like a Lonely Lodge sign. Like this one has a Weeping Woods. But Lonely Lodge, like had signs in it. And I reckon it had like a caravan park near to it, something like that. Maybe on like the edge of it. Kind of hard to remember, but yeah. Okay, next one we've got is Frenzy Farm. So we've got the main like farmhouse, the main barn, a couple silos, a few smaller barns, some fields of corn, wheat, whatever, plus then some smaller fields. Now, there were 2 farms in the Chapter 1 island, and like the way you figure out what one this one would be is 2018 Halloween. They went all out for Fatal Fields with Halloween. Pretty much try to make it with like low-key things, the scariest thing. Where in 2019 Halloween, Frenzy Farm, few decorations, but not really as scary. So I'm gonna say that this is like Anarchy Acres, because they were pretty much the same. Wasn't much difference really between them, but because of like the Halloween, gonna say it's like this. And like really, this place over here, pretty much the exact same one that was in like Frenzy Farms. Two buildings here, cropping here, plus like a fields here. A few upgraded places, but yeah, basically the same. The only thing I can't find is like a horse stable thing. But this, yeah, it's pretty much the same as how I remember it. Bit of hay here. Used to be like a... Oh, so they pretty much combined it. They made this the stable and like the big barn thing. So that's cool. Okay, so the last one is Holly Hedges. Now, I was kind of thinking that it seemed familiar for some reason, but I wasn't sure like what it was. I was kind of thinking that it kind of reminded me of like a Salty Springs, but actually, the thing that it's most similar to is probably like Greasy Grove, because the main thing is like this outdoor garden thing, which kind of, well, it's kind of like the outdoor shop. Well, it was an outdoor exploring shop, not a garden one, but yeah, basically the same. Pretty much you go in here, like upstairs, all that, but not really the best connection to it. The only problem with like Holly Hedges, doesn't have a fast food restaurant or anything like that, but yeah. Like a couple other ones that I could have talked about is, well, this one was only for like Chapter 2 Season 1, but when this was Island and not Agency, kind of reminded me of like Loot Lake, because like a house surrounded by water, not really the best one. Pretty much the Chapter 2 Season 2 equivalent of Loot Lake would be like this place, but yet again, not really similar to it. Another thing that's sort of like it but not similar is Slurpy Swamp, which could be considered as like Moisty Mire or something like that, but really that's only because like they're both like swamp things, and yeah, pretty much with Slurpy Swamps, with Moisty Mire, you're pretty much looking at these places and not like the actual bit. Few places that I couldn't like connect to, like the Brig, the Shark, Craggy Cliffs, Steamy Stacks, the Yacht, Dirty Docks, the Grotto, and yeah. Yeah, so Camp Cod, kind of Lonely Lodge as well, in a way. Weeping Woods, like it's got the trees of Wailing Woods, but like the Lonely Lodge places. But there's, I don't know really. Alright, so that was basically like Chapter 1 locations in the Chapter 2 map. Like sure, a whole lot of like Chapter 1 locations that weren't in there, but there was a lot of Chapter 1 locations. Like, there was a golf course, there was also a ship. There's a place near Steamy Stacks, which is kind of like a cove thing, but not really that similar. Like the Aztec place, couldn't find anything like that. Yeah, a few other ones like Frosty Flights and all that. Also, a real big cop out that I could have done that I didn't want to is talk about Salty Springs, Retail Row, Pleasant Park, and like Risky Rills, because they're pretty much like direct copies. Most of them pretty much the Season 3 versions, like Salty Springs. Season 3, like it didn't have like the underground bits and all that. Also, Risky Reels, kind of like the Season 6 one. Not sure really. But anyway, this is Channel 450. My name's Aid. That's all we get. Signing out. Yeah, now for the item shop. What do we got? So we got the Lava Legends pack back. That's kind of cool. Also got like the Falcons, the toy soldiers. And here's one thing, well, if we're going to be talking about old things, I'm going to talk about the Tempest skin. Now, well, this is probably going to seem weird to you people, but this kind of looks like Mysterio to me. You know, the guy with the storm head, weird cape stuff and all that, from like the Spider-Man stuff. I don't know really. Interesting that he's in like a storm set, Mysterio, some sort of storm thing. I don't know. But anyway, with the emotes, like done this one, done that one, you can't really do that one. And I don't have any saved up, so yeah, can't really do an outro.